everybody, welcome to my members only video. You guys are awesome. I thank you for your support. And today we're going to talk about some of my worst videos I've ever made. Specifically on this channel, my main channel, The Company's Expert, we're going to talk about some of the videos that have gotten the least amount of views ever. And the YouTube experience has always struck me as really strange because I've made videos on occasion that I really didn't think much of. And lo and behold, they get hundreds of thousands or millions of views. And quite frankly, I'm stunned by that. I don't understand how those videos specifically were singled out to get such a response. Whereas I have made other videos where I personally felt that, I'm really giving away some gems here. Like, this is amongst the most important information or advice I could ever give people. And then the video tanks. It goes absolutely nowhere. And that's always been a little bit of a shock to me. I've never been able to really figure it out. I mean, the reality is that obviously when you put information in a video, it depends on how you package that and how you market it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm well aware of that, but it's just surprising the results. So today I want to take a look at those videos. I'm going to try and do a split screen thing here. There we go. So these are my worst performing videos. Here we go. And this is listed in reverse order by number of views. So the video with the least amount of views is at the top. And that's this one right here. The illusion of being in business. I'm going to go right to it here. The illusion of being in business. Any fool can spend money. I find it so strange that this video is the least watched video on my channel. Does it say when this was done? This was done like a while ago. I probably passed it somewhere, but maybe if I go back here. Yeah, so February 2020. That's when I did this. And despite that, it's been out for quite a while. It's only got 267 views. So this is interesting because this was talking about I highly recommend you go and watch this video, actually, because in this video is one of the biggest business lessons I could ever tell anyone. It's talking about how people who work in business, okay, the decision makers that work in companies and organizations that make decisions about people and money and other things, I find about 80% of them don't really understand business. They don't understand what business is and how it works and what are the priorities. And consequently, a lot of people that spend money make very bad business decisions. And the only reason that they are sheltered from the consequences of that is because they are not running their own business. They're running a piece of it, sometimes a very small piece. And I've personally worked with many startup founders and entrepreneurs and consulting clients that have fallen into the trap that I talk about in this video. And it has resulted in their businesses failing, essentially. And in the case of startups, it's sometimes been particularly tragic because people would borrow a lot of money to start a business. And then the business would fail because they're making bad decisions. They're spending money on the wrong things and they don't really understand what the priorities are. And, it's a hard way to learn lessons. So this was kind of those lessons in one video, basically. So if you feel so inclined, I encourage you to go and check out that video, The Illusion of Being in Business. So you can just go to YouTube, go to the search bar and just type in The Company's Expert, The Illusion of Being in Business, and it should take you right to that video. Now, some of these other ones weren't really that great. I remember this one here called Public Service Announcement number 0000001 or whatever it is. I remember shooting that right before a class at a university. I had a few minutes before I had to teach a class, so I just decided to shoot a video. Yeah, some of these are not that great. However, how much does it cost? That's 1.5 minutes. That gives you a little business tip that I think is worthwhile. So that video is called How Much Does It Cost? And this one here, Profitability Secrets. Now, I feel that I've given away some real gems in this one. If you ever want to be in business, okay? You want to gain popularity. You want to convince a lot of people of something, okay? Anything like that, okay? That's what this is about. And this is also about what are the absolute priorities? What will lead to success? Because as anyone can imagine, in business, you make decisions, and most decisions are trade-offs. Should you do something well or quick? Should you do something quick or cheap? You know, like these are trade-offs, right? And you don't really know in what situation what would be the most kind of appropriate thing to, because you're juggling these conflicting elements, right? So that basically sums it up. That's probably the single biggest and most important business lesson I've ever learned in my lifetime. I read this in books and I applied it, and I learned it also through trial and error. So I confirmed that it is true. And incidentally, I even used these principles to start my YouTube channel, and I've been moderately successful so far. So it's basically because of these principles. So it feels weird to me that only so little people, like in this case, 528 people, have watched this video, because I really feel that it's so much more valuable than a lot of other videos I've done in terms of the lessons. And we'll do one more. This one, or actually two more quickly. This one here, my thoughts on executive search. I would have thought that this would have been more popular considering the main topic of my YouTube channel, which was, how to get a job. And a lot of recruiting companies and staffing companies, they love to position themselves as if they're executive recruiters. And I use air quotes when I say that, executive recruiters, because of course they're not, but everybody says they are. So I thought this was very pertinent, but not a lot of people watch that video. And also, as I recall, that contains my experiences dealing with executive recruiters for getting CEO jobs and executive jobs. So if anyone's interested in that, if anyone's ambitious, I would have thought that would be relevant. I just assumed the packaging was not very good for these bits of information. But the final one here is this one right here called If You're an Artist. And do I have any? Yeah, here we go. How to succeed if you're an artist. Now, I can kind of see why this one didn't really get a lot of views, is because a lot of people who are looking at how to succeed as an artist would probably not be interested in hearing from somebody who looks like that thumbnail. Okay, some fat middle-aged guy in a suit. But once again, this is something that not a lot of people realize. If you're trying to do anything creative, if you're trying to do anything where you're wanting other people to take an interest in you, okay? Anything like that, which is a lot of creative or so-called creative endeavors. If you want to do a music thing, if you want to do any kind of hobby, if you want to do art, if you want to have something going on the side, this could also apply to charitable type stuff or not-for-profit things. But anything where you're wanting to get a lot of people to take an interest in you, okay? This is the reality of that is that the principles of business apply, like especially marketing. Okay, marketing is kind of the study of how people behave, right? And how you can communicate to them, how you can identify who would be interested, and how you could convince them to take an interest in you and behave the way you would behave, whether that's buy a product or show up for an event or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And like go to your website, whatever it is. So a lot of people are trying to do that kind of activity, but they don't know how to go about it. They're sort of just trying things and they don't really know what's the formula to succeed. Well, the formula has already been worked out and written down in the form of marketing. And there's other areas of business that apply, like operations and, finance and things like this. If you're dealing with money and you're dealing with creating something. So this was something that was relevant to people that are trying to do that. So I felt that would be of interest to people. I guess it wasn't. I guess the packaging wasn't that great. But if you haven't seen this video and you have an interest, I highly recommend that you check it out. And once again, the way to do these is simply to go to the YouTube search box and type in the company's expert and then the name of these videos. So in this case, you would type in the company's expert, how to succeed if you're an artist. The main one there was the company's expert, the illusion of being in business. And then this one that I also mentioned was the company's expert, profitability secrets. So if ever you're interested in any of these topics, I highly encourage you to check them out. They might not have been very popular, but I feel that this is among the most valuable bits of wisdom and knowledge and insight that I could ever impart anybody. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And if you do check any of these videos out, let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought. If you watched it and felt, yeah, I could tell why this wasn't popular. It's boring as hell, or it doesn't make any sense or anything like that. If you have any insight in that or any feedback, good or bad, doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments. I am interested in hearing, and I know you guys are. I'll get higher quality feedback because you've got, I guess, some vested interest in me, in that you're supporting me. So thank you very much. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you on the next members only video. Thank you very much.